blizzard blinds the northern Rockies, and it is not moving anywhere.
And we have severe weather from the high plains to the mid-Atlantic.
Plus a flood threat that will have some of you finding an alternate route.
Well, the ingredients are in place, the radar is lit up, and we are monitoring what is an incredible tornado outbreak tonight. Severe weather has already been reported from North Carolina to Kansas and Nebraska, and it is the plains that are expected to be vulnerable tonight and overnight into the times while you are sleeping. Hi, everyone, and good Wednesday evening. What a stormy night this is, an active one, a scary one, and a dangerous one. I'm Alexandra Steele.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Thanks for watching Evening Edition. Well, severe weather in the plains. That is our top story tonight. And let's go live to a storm chaser and a photographer, Brian Barnes. He is out there on Interstate 70 right now, just to the east of Brewster, Kansas. And Brian, thanks for joining us. Can you talk about what you've seen so far tonight? How many tornadoes you've actually photographed tonight?
I photographed 4 tornadoes, which is just one shy of what I did last Monday down in South Texas.
So, Brian, what's it like out there right now, looking out the window of your truck? Tell us what you see.
I see it's pitch black, and there's tornado warning storms all around me, and you can't see anything, and there's all down I-70. It's just semi-trucks after semi-trucks, and these storms are crossing I-70. There's actually 2 of them that are fixing to cross I-70 probably within the next 5 minutes, and there's a lot of traffic on this interstate.
So the winds are blowing these semis just off the road?
I haven't really been on the interstate all that much. I've been off on the county road, but just now got onto the interstate, so I haven't seen any tornadoes that have been, or some semi-trucks that have been blown over yet. I don't know.
And Brian, you mentioned earlier, I guess in eastern Sherman County, you saw a wedge tornado on the ground for quite some time. Could you estimate how long that wedge tornado was on the ground?
As far as to my knowledge, it may even still be on the ground. I do not know. I sat and watched it. It was just completely backlit by the lightning, and I was trying to just get some supercell structure shots with the lightning lighting up the supercell, and you get some pretty nice photography that way. And I noticed at the very bottom of the cell, you can see the wedge shape, and just a dark black shape. And this thing was probably, I'm going to guess from looking at my position on my radar screen in the van, that it was probably about 3.5, maybe 4 miles from me, and it was still incredibly large.
Well, Brian, that wedge tornado, that cell has actually moved into Cheyenne, Wyoming, and still have a report of a wedge tornado on the ground now in kind of north-central, northeastern portions of Cheyenne County. That is still in Kansas.
And we're looking at that right now on the radar on your screen at home. You can see what's highlighted by St. Francis. That is a wedge tornado we're looking at. So, Brian, tell us what you've seen throughout the day. What's been the most dramatic for you?
The most dramatic was the very first cell that became... Well, excuse me, it's the second cell that became tornado warned, I believe, in northwest Kansas this evening. I was on the backside of the cell when it became tornado warned. The tornado was completely rain-wrapped into rain and hail, and I punched into the core of that thing as a supercell to get the tornado video and the photos. And it was just an incredibly beautifully contrasted stovepipe tornado that turned into an elephant truck before it roped out. And I'm going to be sending you guys some video of that shortly.
Speaking of video, Brian, you showed us some video, I guess, on Monday, shot some video from Devine, Texas. So how do the tornadoes you saw tonight, how does that compare to what you saw 2 nights ago in Devine?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Tornado's a tornado. People always ask me, things like, what was the most rated tornado you ever seen? Things like, a tornado's a tornado. When they're on the ground and when you see them, it's like seeing the first one all over again. The one big difference I will admit that from seeing the Vine storms and the Hondo storms down in Texas on Monday was that out of all the storm chasers on the planet, I just happened to be the only guy that was in that area at the right time in the right place, and it's kind of nice to take a catch that's all yours.
All right, well, thank you so much, Brian, for being out there, being safe, and sharing this video with us. We'll look forward to the video you're going to get us tonight. Again, Brian Barnes, the storm chaser, and just an incredible sight listening to him.
Yeah, Jim, we're talking about tornado warnings and tornadoes on the ground, potentially from Texas all the way into the Dakotas tonight.
Yeah, and some of these are large, long-track tornadoes. So we're talking about stuff that's on the ground through several counties is what we're seeing tonight. And I want you to take a look at western Kansas right now. And I want to kind of point out, I'm going to go wide here, Kyle. Use Sky 2 if you would, buddy. And I want to just show you what we're looking at here. Several rotating supercells. okay, and especially this one up here in Cheyenne County, which is the huge storm that we were talking to the reporter earlier, the meteorologist there from Wichita, and that's the one he saw. You notice how this area, I'm going to actually have to stop this because it's the only way I can draw it. The storm that moved just to the north of Bird City. Notice how that hooks around. That's a classic hook echo, as we call it, and more than likely there has been a tornado in that. As a matter of fact, there's two tornadoes. There's one with that cell, and there's one with this cell as well, as it continues to pass off through Cheyenne County. Reported by the public, several tornadoes in this area. All right, folks, let's give you an update on this entire area tonight, because again, as Paul and Alexander mentioned, we are looking all the way from Texas in Wheeler County on up into, I believe, still Perkins and Keith counties in Nebraska. And these are tornadoes on the ground, all right? I got Dizzy Dean helping me tonight, and we're all dizzy watching all these tornadoes come out. We're actually trying to take the warnings that are talking about tornadoes that are on the ground and have been spotted and showing them to you. And you can see here around Meade State Park, we actually have a tornado that's been spotted 8 miles to the east of Meade State Park. Also into Colorado now, and we have to add one there around Holly. There's been Republic reporting a tornado 1 mile south of Holly. Wallace County, that's the extreme south-central part of Kansas. New tornado warning for Kiowa County. Didn't have anything spotted there. Bird County, we told you about in Cheyenne County. A huge tornado near Bird City. That was that huge hook head, the thing that almost looked like a backward comma. That thing is huge. Eastern Dundee County, southwest Nebraska. These storms up and through here are rotating, and they're moving quick north at about 50 miles an hour. So, folks, again, it is dark now. Don't go out and try and look for these tornadoes. There is lightning as well. That's the only way you're going to be able to see them. Just be very, very careful, because this is a dangerous night. Everything that's going up continues to rotate. And now you'll notice a new area firing along the New Mexico Texas line. There's a new tornado watch out for this area here. These storms continue to move northeast. Certainly have a good chance of affecting Lubbock tonight. And look at that line just sitting over East Amarillo tonight, producing torrential rains. Flash flooding is going to be a huge issue as well. Be safe, everybody.
Welcome back. We've had at least 46 tornado reports across Illinois, Kansas, Texas, and Nebraska tonight. And powerful winds knocked over 2 tractor-trailers on I-40 westbound near Amarillo, Texas. And softball-sized hail was reported in Pantex, Texas. And again, a very stormy night. In fact, let's bring in our storm tracker, Jim Cantori. And speaking of Texas, that is one of the target zones right now.
You know, in Gray County, to be specific, I mean, they've had like 3 or 4 tornado warnings out where cells just continue to converge on that area. That's near Pampa, Texas, east of Amarillo. Let me show that to you here, folks, so you can see what we're talking about. Obviously, the huge area covered by tornado watches, southwestern Texas, the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, up through western Kansas, into Nebraska, even into eastern Colorado now. Outside the tornado watch in Kansas, we're getting tornado warnings out there. A tornado spotted near Holly. Let's go ahead and show you Sky 2 here, and I want to take a look at this Gray County, Wheeler County area. We've had already tornadoes reported in that area with damage, all right? Now you've got 3 cells which have kind of congealed into one, and right in the center of that is where we actually have the tornado. You can see the rotation here, that red-green couplet showing up very, very well. That's where the storm is rotating. And even off to the east of that, notice northwestern Wheeler County. You see that? Red-green couplet right there. That's where we're seeing another tornado as it continues to work its way on off to the northwest. So if you live, again, in Gray County, central Gray County, also northwestern Wheeler County, that's where you have the action right now. Again, tornadoes on the ground and obviously throwing some strong rotation out there. New watches posted for southwestern parts of Texas. Watch out, Plainview, Lubbock, all this stuff will come your way a little bit later on. Tonight certainly could be some very, very heavy rain. They'll be slow moving, too, off toward the east. All right, Adam, let's go to Sky 5. Let's go to the... Let's go and take a look at the western part of Kansas here, because everything is rotating there. I mean, we've got many, many supercells there that are showing a very strong rotation, whether it be the cell up there in Cheyenne County, which is the northwestern part of Kansas. That's the storm that moved near Bird City. Very large tornado spotters were on that one, and I'm going to come out here and point it to you right there. Now up in Dundee County, there's a new tornado warning out. Here's the Cheyenne County. There's actually 2 tornadoes on the ground in this county. Down to Wallace County, strong supercells here, a lot of rotation. These are moving toward the I-70 corridor. Goodland, keep an eye out for these. And then, even into eastern Colorado, we continue to get warnings out for these cells as, again, strong rotation and even a tornado spotted near Holly on the ground. So just an incredible night tonight, as we've seen so many tornado warnings and so many, even more amazingly, confirmations of tornadoes on the ground. A lot of spotters out there tonight. And folks, imagine if this was going on over the I-35 corridor. Holy smoke.